皆さん、また来てくださってありがとうございます。こちらはマンハッタン、ニューヨーク、月曜日の午後です。今日の動画はね、またね、調子に乗ってトランプさんあげちゃおうかなと思ってるんですけど、そのトランプさんと同時に、バイデンさんもちょっと上げてみようかなと思っています。っていうのはね、来年の大統領選に向けて今、スタートしたわけなんですけど、大統領選っていうのは、アメリカは共和党と民主党しかないんですよね。共和党と民主党のトップが戦ってどっちかが大統領になるんですよ。で、今、来年の11月に向けてなので、ラリーがスタートしたところなんですよね。で、民主党はどうかっていうと、今、私が挙げたのは、共和党のラリー、共和党の候補者のバトルがスタートしたっていうことで挙げたんですけど、2回ほど。じゃあ民主党の方はどうなってるのっていう方もいらっしゃると思うので、民主党の方はというとですね、これね、ロバート・ケネディ・ジュニアが出るっていうことらしいんですけど、民主党はね、こういうディベートをやらない、ラリーが全然出てこないんですね。これなぜかっていうと、どうやらメインメディアもグローバリストも全部が極左の人たちはみんなバイデンさん推しみたいなんですよ。ということで、何がどうやってもバイデンを出そうっていうことで、これディベートするとボロが出ちゃいますから、という私の想像なんですけど、とりあえず見てください。バイデンさんのメンタリーにもフィジカリーにもフィットしているかどうかを皆さんの目でご確認ください。これはね、まず最初のビデオはね、これ2020年なんですね。これメンタリーの方なんですけど、果たしてもうこの時点からスタートしたんじゃないかなっていうビデオなんですね。で、これはね、最近ね、たくさんのアメリカ人の人が上げていて、これ結構ギャグとして上げてるんですよ。なので、ちょっと私も今日上げてみます。ということで見てください。どうぞ。
You got the vaccination?
Yeah.
Are you okay? I mean, you seem no, it works. Or or the mom and dad, or the neighbor, or when you go to church, or when you're no, I really mean it. There are trusted interlocutors. Think of the people. If your kid wanted to find out whether or not there's a man on the moon or whatever, something, or whether those aliens are here or not. Who are the people they talk to beyond the kids who love talking about it?
Based on recent polls, voters believe that Biden is corrupt, incompetent, creepy, both mentally, physically, cognitively unfit to serve. By the way, today was no exception. At the Air Force Academy, Biden could not remember the word pilot or fighter pilot. Take a look.
By the way, I met with who are those guys that fly over shortly? You heard of them, haven't you? 3 of them are women. So don't screw around, guys.
All right, got much worse from there. And by the way, viewer warning, this is kind of hard to watch, but following those remarks, well, Biden fell flat on his face and took another tumble and fall. Take a look. Now, we all hope the president is okay, but there needs to be a serious discussion in this country about his physical fitness, his mental acumen, his ability to serve. The presidency is the toughest job on earth. It requires, well, a tough, capable leader. And you might recall 2024, and we talked about this in past election years, the American people, they will now have a critical opportunity to right the ship that begins right here in the great state of Iowa. Let's give a warm Iowa welcome. Joining us now for the hour, the 45th President of the United States, current GOP presidential candidate, frontrunner Donald Trump. By By the way, they all came out. It was raining cats and dogs today.
It was a little nasty out, but it's Iowa. It's a beautiful place. When it rains, it's beautiful. We've really been loved in Iowa, and I love Iowa. We won both times by a lot.
Yeah.
So we're very happy.
You're up in the polls here. Did you see the video of when he fell? And did you see the video? He actually said, by the way, I met with, who are those guys that are going to fly over shortly?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's your president right now.
Not too good. It's sad. It's sad. It's not, they're representing, we are all representing the country. You've become president, and you're sort of not allowed to do that, but it's happened. It's happened, and it's happened pretty badly. We won't go into it, but we all know the ones, and they count those acts, they never forget. But that was a bad fall.
I remember remember the media made so much. I think you were at West Point at the time.
Yeah.
And you were coming down a ramp.
Yeah.
It didn't have a rail. You had dress shoes on like you have now, which have very slippery soles.
They look a little better, but you better not walk in rain. That's true.
Especially downhill on a ramp.
It was very interesting. I think I made my best speech. That was my best speech. And he said, General, get ready, because I may have to grab you here. But I said, I'm not falling. There's no way. So I'd go tippy-toe down the thing. That was a mistake, because it didn't look so good. I even agree it was. But you can't fall. You just can't fall, no matter what. Just can't allow it to happen. And I better not allow, especially after saying this, I better not allow it to happen with me. But things like that do happen.
White House National Security Council spokesman John Kirby was left speechless before blowing off a reporter's question showing a majority of Americans say they believe Biden engaged in illegal influence peddling. Watch.
What do you say to the majority of Americans who believe that the president is himself corrupt?
Wow.
The president has spoken to this. The president has spoken to this, and there's nothing to these claims.
The president has spoken to being accused of being corrupt?
I'm sorry, John Kirby, and a lot of people have a lot of respect for John Kirby. He's someone who's viewed as being taken seriously, unlike some of the other people on the president's press team, and that's one of the reasons that he's in this role. That is a ludicrous answer. The president has not spoken to these issues. It was certainly without any specificity. He simply denied things on their face without ever having to answer serious questions or address them in a serious way. And that's one of the reasons why I think the poll data does show that, a majority of Americans feel this way, which may come as a surprise to people at the White House who seem to pretend like none of this matters. But over time, when you see the president being the opposite of transparent, the opposite of answering any kind of questions, then you eventually come to the conclusion maybe there's something there, and certainly there's an abundance of evidence that would suggest that these are questions that we need the answers to.
More than a month now since the president announced his re-election bid in highly produced video. Remember that? Well, he hasn't held any significant 2024 events since then. And yesterday, the president even laughed when asked, here we go again, asking questions.
Mr. President, how's the re-election campaign going? Because we haven't seen you on the campaign trail yet. We haven't. Not at an official campaign rally. No, why not?
No information out of the press secretary as well. You look all shocked about that, Ben. And there's pretty much a standard
I'm a
default.
little worried, Harris. I'm a little worried, Harris, because there's two options here. One is that he's doing his normal thing of making fun as opposed to answering a question. The other is maybe he's been under the assumption that he is holding campaign events. And if he is, that's its own kind of kettle of fish. That's actually far more disturbing if he thinks he has been out on the campaign
You
trail
can't imagine thousands of people gather before you at a campaign event. I'm hoping that's not the option here.
I hope so too. I hope so too.